Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Nicolett Electra. Welcome to another video today. Today's topic of discussion, video discussion, is a little bit different than some of my other usual videos. Today's video is going to be with a good friend of mine. Her name is Eugenia. It's going to be a Zoom call with her. She is a hairstylist, she is a makeup artist, she is a all-around creative person, and together we've created some really amazing photo shoot looks over the past few years. And I just wanted to go ahead and chat with her and talk about the nitty-gritty of these photo shoots and what we learned along the way. So since this was, like I said, a bit of a longer video, I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to listen to it. I know that when it comes to YouTube, sometimes it's a little bit tough to listen to a YouTube video and then walk around and go do this and go do that. So this is actually going to also be on all the podcast networks as well. I'll list them down below just in case I miss one. So if you guys do want to listen to this in a podcasty form, you are more than welcome to. I've decided to name it the ElectricVictory Vision. Doesn't have a great ring, might change the name, we're gonna see, but ElectricVictory is something that I have had near and dear to my heart, which has been my Instagram page for the past, 6 years or so. And the name, it has a ring. It's cool. So the ElectricVictory Vision, if you want to hear this in podcast form, please go ahead and do that. But if not, without further ado, I bring to you Miss Eugenia.
Woo!
Woo!
Clicked the button. Gosh. Hello, how are you doing today? I know we've been talking for an hour, but we're here again.
We're back at it.
Basically. So for you guys who do not know who this is Miss Eugenia.
Hello.
Very good friend, makeup artist, hairstylist, whatever you want. This is Eugenia.
I have a lot of tricks in my bag.
A lot of good tricks. So I basically just wanted to jump in today and just talk about, working with you, because a few years back in Houston, we did a lot of photo shoots together that were very inspiring, very fun. They still keep me inspired, and every time we look back, we're like, oh my God, that was so fun. That was so cool. So I just want to talk about those shoots, talk about you. What is it that you do? What inspires you? All that.
Cool. All right. So as Nicolett said, I'm Eugenia. I've been doing makeup on myself since I was 12. So I'm 24 now. So
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. So I love makeup, and it's just a really wonderful way to become a different person, but also kind of express yourself and kind of show who you are from the inside on the outside. So yeah, and I've always loved makeup, and I have done hair for about 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years, and I've always loved styling hair as well, since I was really young. So I decided to go to beauty school for it, and I am a licensed cosmetologist. So yeah, that's really helpful.
Is there one that you like a little bit more than the other as far as makeup or hair?
I'll be honest, makeup comes a little bit easier for me than hair does. Just because I've been doing it for a little bit longer. And styling hair is okay. It's fairly easy depending on what you're doing. But cutting and coloring hair is a whole other thing in itself. So in that aspect, I'm definitely a beginner, but styling, I think I'm more intermediate. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, makeup is a little bit easier for me.
Gosh. Yeah, no. Makeup, we've done a lot of really fun, cool, out there makeup looks, and it's very hard to find people who like that kind of stuff and like to explore in that kind of department, because I feel like a lot of people just are into the like simple glam, I'm gonna look pretty, you know, kind of thing. And it's not that more extravagant stuff isn't pretty, but it's just people aren't as comfortable, it feels like, to be going into that. So whenever
Yeah.
I met you, well, I've known you basically all my life, but whenever I like re-met you, I guess, I was like, oh shoot, yes, this is so cool, I love it.
Yeah, because we re-met like how many years ago? 3 or 4 years ago?
I would say, oh my goodness, yeah, it's been, wow.
I I remember when I first saw you. Well, it was at Father Luke's son's baptism when I first saw you again, and I was like, "Is that Nicolett?" No freaking way! And you had white hair at the time, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "That is Nicolett!" And I saw your like style, and I was like, yeah, we would be good friends for sure. Like, we were already good friends, but I definitely fell out with a lot of people from church and stuff. So seeing someone with a similar style as mine, I was like, yeah, we're gonna get along just fine.
And we did.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is, yeah, because I had messaged you on Facebook, and I was like, I don't know if you remember me really, but we used to be best friends in like preschool, like kindergarten.
Really babies. We were like, yeah, at least like, I mean, the one picture that you've sent me, we were like, I don't know, maybe 4, 5.
Yeah, yeah. We were like 4 or 5, and we've known each other even before then, I think. Yeah, so.
Even my mom, she would tell me like my uncle does the like sightseeing flight planes in Alaska, and she was
Mhm.
like, "Oh yeah, like we've been friends with them forever. Like her dad like taught your Theo how to fly planes back in the day." And I was like,
Aw.
"What?"
Yeah, yeah. My dad has taught a lot of people, like, even in beauty school, there was this one girl that was like, yeah, like my fiance is like learning how to fly, and I was like, no way. I was like, where do you guys like go for flying lessons? And she's like, at this airport. And I was like, no way, my dad teaches at that airport. And they had met, and I was like, no freaking way. That's so
That's
sweet.
funny.
Yeah, the very small world.
You're in the same class too.
Yeah, it was insane. I was like, no freaking way. That's so. My dad wasn't the instructor, but he knows the instructor, so that was really cool.
Dang.
But yeah, so I'm very thankful that we got reconnected, because
Mhm.
like, just I feel like our photo shoots are just so inspiring, and they motivate me to go even farther and learn a lot more stuff,
Yeah.
because like I haven't really delved into the SFX makeup,
Mhm.
um, and that's something I definitely want to like learn a lot more. And just even doing some of our photo shoots, having to learn new techniques to be able to do the different types of looks that we want to do, has really helped me. And like, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to learn more about this stuff. So
Mhm.
I think the next step for me is learning how to do SFX makeup, and um, making our photo shoots maybe more creepy than they are at the moment.
No, because that's a whole different ball game. I mean, there's one YouTuber that I watch a lot of, and just watching how she makes these pieces and how you have to like blend it with the skin to like not see the cracks. I mean, I can barely hide my own eyebrows with like that glue technique. I'm like, SFX is like, but
Mhm.
like such an interesting thing to try and learn.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of makeup that I've actually learned from YouTube.
Really?
So yeah, so because it's like, I never really knew when I was young, at least I never really knew that you could take makeup classes.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh yeah, like that's how you learn how to do makeup. Like in my 12-year-old mind, not realizing that people didn't have internet like 10 years before that. So
That's true. That's so true.
yeah. So in my head, I was like, yeah, everyone learns it on the internet. Like, what are you talking
Wow.
Yeah, so then obviously when I got a little bit older in beauty school, I took classes with some really amazing people. One person in specific, Deborah Diedrich.
I have a fly that just like flew past me. No, I was like, hey, can I be in the video?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Deborah, you said no?
Yeah, so I took a class with Deborah Diedrich, and she's amazing. And like, as silly as this may sound, like she really delved into like matching foundation with people. And the coolest trick I think I've ever learned is looking at someone's neck and matching their neck.
Yep.
Yeah, and then matching their face
Mhm.
with it. And I was like, oh, that's freaking genius.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I've run into situations, actually, very recently ran into this situation where people have really bad sunburns on their neck. So, so their neck is like very red. So, something that I figured like out by myself is like maybe doing like right here. So,
Mhm.
like this matching their skin with their
Pigmentation
what is
here.
it called? Yeah. Yeah, like the back of their hand, or
Yeah.
even like right here.
Mhm.
But if you can avoid that, that would be best. Like if like definitely match them with their neck. But if they're really really red on their
Mhm.
neck, then try to match them with the back of their hand. And,
I never really thought about the sunburn stuff because it's funny when you said the matching with the net because I had done the one makeup class myself in like December of I don't even know what year, 4 or 5 years ago. And it was like that was like the one thing that it was like, you watch all these YouTube gurus talking about like, oh yeah, let's do makeup, whatever. But like they don't really dive in, or at least when I was looking it up, into like the logistics of like color matching and making sure that it blends together. And then some people will have like the dark spots here, but then they have lightness here. And like, well, where do you match in that? And just color correction. And then just even like eye shapes, all that. It was just so interesting. I think like learning all that stuff that through YouTube, it was very hard to like find that information.
yeah, 100. And especially since a lot of YouTubers only work on themselves mostly, getting that knowledge, like how to match people that don't have the same skin tone as you do,
Yeah.
like how are you going to learn that? Like you
Yeah.
have to take classes. So that was also very helpful. And she's a phenomenal makeup artist, and like she's done some really big movies. So it was really an honor to get to take one of her classes. Yeah, and yeah, that that's basically what where I've learned my different techniques and stuff like that. So that
Was
was
it class in Houston or was that out there?
it was in Houston. Yeah. I haven't taken a makeup class since I moved here in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. I hopefully will, but we'll see with COVID how that works.
What a crazy time.
Oh my God, yeah. And I actually recently, like I said, did a photo shoot, and just I was always taking precautions for sanitation and stuff. But one thing I guess I never really did is like making sure that I was safe, So like wearing the masks and stuff. And yeah, just making sure that I'm also safe as well as the client, and just sanitation was another thing that I really had to like dig and like learn, because they don't really talk about that on YouTube either.
It's true.
Yeah, and just how to be sanitary while doing other people's makeup for sure.
Using the disposables, like all that kind of stuff. You cannot double dip for nothing or else it's done.
No, and unfortunately, some girls in beauty school had to learn that the hard way. Like
Getting
one,
eyes and stuff.
one girl used a mascara, I guess, that was used by someone previously, and she got a really bad sty in her eye. Yeah, it was thank God it wasn't anything like worse than that, because it could have been a lot worse. She could have gotten like some crazy like bacteria in her
Mhm.
eye, or like
And that was the one thing that
conjunctivitis.
I remember my teacher like really instilling in us was she like knew someone or she had heard a story. I don't remember, but she was like, yeah, like someone had used someone's like mascara wand or like they didn't clean the eyeshadow palette or something. And the lady, she did like someone's wedding or something and like a bridesmaid maybe and did the makeup and her eyes swelled and I think she got to the point where like her eye ended up like going blind because of whatever it was that she put on there. I don't know if it was temporary, long term, I have no idea, but I just remember hearing that story and I was like, yep, everything is going to get alcoholed all the time. I'm not making that mistake ever on a person because it's a real thing. You can really get people sick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, and that's definitely something that I take very seriously.
Mhm.
So, and I think other makeup artists should as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I've also heard other different things, not as bad as that, but like
She's
definitely.
serious for sure. Whether it was the truth or a lie, I don't know. I was like, oh my God, no.
I'm not going to be responsible for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and just being a courteous person, like why would you ever want to like bring like ailment to someone else? You know what I mean? Yeah,
Well, the
yeah.
thing too is, I think it's a default of some education because I know with like makeup, especially in Texas, you don't have to go to school for it, from what
Mhm.
I understand. So
Yeah.
it's like a lot of these people are like, oh yeah, I learned on YouTube, and hey, I'm a makeup artist too. But it's like if you didn't know what to look into, like cleaning your stuff and how important it is to do the disposables, you could
Mhm.
go into a situation, hey, I'm a makeup artist, and then just cause a bad situation from there.
Yep.
So.
And actually, one product that I absolutely love, and like I learned it from this makeup class that I was telling you about, is C3. And I use it to spray like eyeshadow palettes
Nice.
after I use them. And it's an antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal.
That's very
So,
important.
yeah, and I'm like, that's so difficult to find, um, to make sure that like you can use it on your skin afterwards, because
Mhm.
barbicide does the same thing, which is what you use to clean your hair, like clips and stuff like that, but you can't use like you can't really spray barbicide on makeup.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I really like that as well. And when I discovered it, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like I'm
I,
gonna use this all the time. Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
clean your makeup brushes with it or only the palettes?
So what I do, I wash my brushes and then I spray them with this afterwards. Yeah, because it's like now it's like double safe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because yeah, fungal, viral, bacterial, all that stuff is just it can really not be good.
Yeah. And another thing I actually didn't know before beauty school, like the difference between viruses, bacteria, and fungus. Like
Mhm.
I was like, okay, beauty school, like we're learning about chemistry now. Chemistry, biology, the whole thing. Yeah.
That.
That was a lot of fun too.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Makeup products, man, the stuff. Ugh. I just think about just the eyes. I'm like, oh no, the sty in class.
Oh my God, yeah, that was bad. And like these girls were friends, and they didn't talk to each other for a while after that happened. Yeah, it was not good. Um, but you live and you learn, right? Now she's definitely going to be very careful after that.
So both of them, they'll be like, "Have you cleaned your stuff before you touch my eyeball?" Let's see.
Yeah, let's make sure. Yeah.
But back to, I guess, what you were saying earlier. We were talking about doing photo shoots, doing projects, and learning with each project. And I think that on that note, we did a lot of different projects that required both of us to learn, both of us to find new places, and just figure it out on the fly real quick.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like I think the biggest one for us was for the glitter photo shoot, the underwear situation.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So we basically had to do this glitter photo shoot, and it was glitter from the neck down on a woman's body. And out of courtesy, wearing underwear and wearing pasties is something that's like important to have under there. But covering both of those,
Whole different story.
Different story to keep it uniform. The underwear though, you really rocked that one, because I was like, I don't even know. We got all the way from like here to the bottom, like where the pelvis was, and I was like, yo, I have no idea.
Yeah, so as funny as this may sound, like this came from making a really big mistake in my theater class with some costumes. I didn't make the mistake, but one of my good friends did, and he because I don't remember exactly what happened, but he had hot glued something and it shrunk.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. I was like, we can use hot glue, but we have to make sure to like stretch it. So that I was gonna say that because we didn't have fabric glue.
No, I don't think so. We only had your hot glue gun, which was on accident, I think, too.
Oh, you know why? Because of the headpiece. That's why we brought the hot glue gun.
True. That's true.
So
parts to this one. We really did a lot on this one specifically.
We did. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And making the headpiece, that was a lot of fun too.
That was like a long ordeal too. That was like a 4-hour project, I remember, but it was big. It was fragile. Do you still have it at your house?
Yes, I do. Yeah. It's sitting on top. It's sitting on top of my bookcase.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's so beautiful. And the fact that we made that with like how much? Like $15?
But yeah, $15 in 4 hours of time, and we were like good to go.
Yep, nailed it. Yeah, so we made that, and then I was like, okay, let me bring the hot glue gun just in case any of the pieces fall out or anything like that. So then when the problem arose of like us having to figure out how to glue the freaking glitter onto the underwear, I was like, oh shit, well, I don't have fabric glue. What are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, we have glue, we have hot glue, but we have to think about shrinking because obviously like bathing suits, because it was a bathing suit.
It was a bathing suit.
Yeah.
Which was even more slippery when you think about it too, for like trying to stick anything onto it.
Yeah. And usually bathing suits are made out of like nylon or something that's like plastic based.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, if we put heat on this, it's going to shrink. So I was like, okay, let's make sure that we have it like stretched out as much as possible. Use the glue, sprinkle the glitter,
mm-hmm.
and it'll probably stick.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness it did, because I would have felt so bad if like Shanice had worn all that makeup just to be like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Like, I'm so sorry, you're gonna like we can't really do this anymore.
Oh man. And as a note too, like I remember it took us like 8 hours to do the body glitter, because we had to do did we do 1 or 2 coats of the black paint?
We did 1 coat, but it was a very thick coat. I remember you were like going in with it, and it was really light, and I think it was like you put a little more water into the thing, and then I came and helped you, and it was like very opaque. Yeah. You were like, how did you do it? Do you remember that?
Because it was just like, I don't know how to do this. And I think you had a paintbrush maybe, and I was using like a sponge or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's on
And
one arm, I'm on the other arm, and we're both like, how are we gonna do this? This is hard.
yeah, it was tough, but yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. No way. Like
Yeah,
that was definitely like a 2 or even 3-person job.
three-person would have at least brought it down just a little bit in the time, but it's like at least two. Like
Yeah,
you can't do it by yourself. Because
yeah,
after we painted, and the thing was too, it's like I don't think I expected us to need as much paint as we did or as much glitter. So there comes a point where it's like, oh shoot, we're almost out of paint.
yeah. And you thought of the really good idea of like putting the glitter on like the paper, right? And like sprinkle it. Yeah.
We're gonna sprinkle it on the hand, and then everything that falls, we're gonna use it again, and we're gonna keep recycling it because we don't have enough.
Exactly.
God.
Yeah. It was like I was so ready to just be like, yeah, let's go buy more glitter. And you were like, no, like
Like, no, I can't go. We're like 6 hours deep. I'm not about to go drive over there and get some more and come back. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Ugh.
It
It was,
was a long one, but it paid off.
yeah,
Like
it was.
I was yeah, it was awesome. And the glitter was just so beautiful. Like when we mixed it up, like I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
this is perfection. Yeah.
What did we use? We used like a black glitter and like a pink, didn't we? Or something like
Yeah.
that?
A pink that also reflects green.
That
So
was
it showed up blue in the photographs, which was ridiculous. I was like, this is gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, it was
it was
beautiful.
sick. And
Yeah.
it wasn't expensive. It was a pretty cheap shoot in comparison to like maybe any other of them. Just
Yeah.
a few supplies and then just a lot of time, but like supplies and like it was good. It was good.
I think the most expensive stuff was the actual like legitimate makeup, like the Mayron paint,
Yeah.
the Prozaid. That was a little
Oh
bit,
man, yeah.
yeah, and the spray to remove the Prozaid.
That was the
That
most cringe part, I think. It was like, hey, if you want to go shower in the shower, you can. And like, I didn't really think too much about what the cleanup would look like. But I remember she was in there for a hot minute, just like, using this spray to like remove everything. And she comes out after like, I don't know, maybe an hour in the shower. And I was like, oh, did it come off okay? She was
yeah.
like, yeah, but there's a lot in the shower. And I was like, okay. And like it was just like a horror movie. I remember opening it and being like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Think about it, because all the little tiny plastics that were just like all over the body, just like all off. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I was gonna say, was it? Did you have to unclog the
Yes.
bathtub?
Yeah. It was definitely clogged and the shower was definitely black. And I remember thinking, oh my god, Sean is gonna kill me. What kind of stupid stuff you guys doing in here? Come on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. But it is so worth it.
It
It's
was
so,
so worth it at the end.
yeah.
Yeah, there was no
And like, yeah, like thumbs up and like kudos to Shanice for like sitting through that, because
yeah.
like without her, like this wouldn't have come together either.
At all. At all. I mean,
Yeah.
she was so patient too.
Yeah, so patient, and she was cold at some point too.
Oh yeah.
And she was just so kind. She was like, you guys, like, is there any way we could like make it a little more warm in here? I was like, you're just too sweet. Like, yeah. And
Another thing you just don't think about, it's like we're busy working the whole time, so we're like sweating and like poor thing's there with like nothing, and we're just like, oh shoot, yeah, a mini heater. That's probably something we should bring next time.
yeah. So that was just such a wonderful photo shoot, and I'm so thankful to have you guys, that you guys were on the team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think anyone with less patience and like less determination to and motivation to make this happen it wouldn't have happened. So,
No, I don't
yeah.
think so. I don't think so. I can't even remember how I met Shanice. I need to like ask her and be like, you know what? How did I meet you to even have this even come about? Because like, yeah, she did an amazing job, and it's just like, man, like looking back, you just like you're saying, it's like, yeah, cold, freaking alone, 8 hours. Like, gosh, that was
and nude too, you know,
yeah,
like that's another thing to like, because it's like, at least for me, like, you know, not knowing someone and just going to their house and being like, yeah, we're gonna do a nude photo shoot. It's
yeah.
like who are you? Like, you know?
It's true.
Yeah. So she's a
Something
really
that's more
good
detailed like that. Like there's a lot of girls that you'll see and they'll be like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But to
Mhm.
go through that dedication of a process that's 8 hours, it's like, wow, that's
Yeah, that's thank you.
I appreciate it, and I
Yeah.
hope that you can use the photos for everything. And it
Yeah.
reached a point, which is what I liked as well, is that it looked almost like a body piece. Like I had a lot of people ask me afterwards, like, where did you get that outfit from? That leotard? I was like, that ain't a leotard. That took 8 hours.
That was 8 hours of my work. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's, people have told me that too, and I'm like, now I actually preface and I'm like, by the way, what's on her body is makeup. It's not clothing. And
Yeah.
then they see it and they're like, what? Like, no way. Yeah. So that, I was gonna say, maybe next time we just paint a leotard.
It might be easier to hot glue it and just that's it. Because that was something else. I would do it again though.
Oh, I would do it again in a
Yeah,
heartbeat. Yeah, that
all
was
sorts
good.
of colors, all sorts of glitter. I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But we've done a lot of fun ones, and that one's probably the most time-consuming, just crazy out there one that taught us both how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But as we were talking before, it's like the one we did with Jordan too was like something else.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was so much fun too. I was gonna say, actually, before we move on to Jordan's photo shoot, I think we also had a photo shoot after the photo shoot with Shanice, and we had a photo shoot with Ashley, and we did the half.
What? Was
Remember?
that the same day?
Yes, because because I remember when Shanice was still in the shower, Ashley came over and we were like, yeah, like we were just working on this other photo shoot, and then we went out and we took pictures. Yeah, that was a long day, but it was so worth it.
I remember there being some sort of time constraint, but I couldn't remember what it was, like what we had to do. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was, I think, for the golden hour to happen.
And
Yeah.
that was an intense shoot too. I'm just thinking, even just you, because you don't just do makeup, you don't just do hair. Like out here, I've been lucky enough to find like one and one. So it's like, oh, they don't have to put in as much work. But for you, it's like you would go from doing the hair, all right, the hair is set, and that could take an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on the style. And then you went in and did the makeup, finished the hair, put the outfit on, and then went out. Like that's hard work. That's
It's so much fun though. And to be able to tell someone that, yes, I did the hair and the makeup is just so gratifying. It's like, yeah, I do it all.
But
So,
that shoot too, though, that's a whole nother story, because that one was one that you brought, I think, all the outfits for it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You literally did it all on that one too. Stylist, hair, makeup, all of it.
I was gonna say, like, I like my big closet of just costumes.
Her shoe collection, if anyone gets to see them, if I had the same shoe size, I'd be like, hey, can I try this? Can I try this one? They're all so sick. But yes, so this one, she had a cape in the look. It was like a cape. We did like a lace on the face. And then I feel like we did 2 looks, or was it primarily just the cape look?
I think it was mostly the cape look.
I guess so.
Yeah. And then okay, when was the photo shoot with, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name right now.
Shauna, maybe?
No, not Shauna. I did like the curl set, and we kept saying it looked like a grandma. Your friend from high school.
Valerie?
Yes, Valerie. Was that in the same day? No. If it was 3 photo shoots in the same day, I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
If it
But
was, we would have been like done. Like done.
Really done. Yeah. Yeah.
Another
But
fun one too, but she had just such long hair that I remember it being like, oh man, I feel bad. It's a long hair.
and very thick hair too, but you know what? That's another learning experience, is like, if someone has long, thick hair, like, don't use a tiny, like, curling iron, you know? Like, I came in with like not even an inch curling iron. And I was like,
man.
yeah, that's that's gonna change up next time I do a photo shoot like this.
Wow. I never thought about that, because it would just be more curling that you have to do. How does that work?
Yeah, because like, if you usually, when you are sectioning someone's hair, the section has to be as large as the barrel. So for example, I have a doll head right here.
Hey,
let me get
perfect.
All right.
You're good.
So this is Carol.
Hello, Carol.
Let me just set the laptop somewhere. Okay, so if we were to have a barrel that's about this big, then we would want to section off the hair to be that big. And usually, if you're doing a roller set with actual rollers, then it would be the width of the roller. But since this was a curling iron that I used, it doesn't really matter, but usually shorter sections are better. So I usually do about this much. And then I sectioned it in a mohawk section, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then I did, since the barrel was about that thick, I did about this much of hair. Oh my God, Carol's hair needs help. Yeah, so I did about that much hair.
And then when you put that into perspective of how long it was and then just how much hair, that's a lot of work.
That is, because Valerie's hair was like down to her butt, I believe.
Yeah, now it's about to here. Here now.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. But her hair was beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to like curl this. Oh, another challenge though is Valerie, I believe, did come in with wet hair. So not wet, but definitely damp.
Yeah.
So you obviously cannot put a freaking curling iron in someone's hair if their hair is damp. Like, don't do it, because it's gonna like steam their hair and like no bad.
Good. That doesn't sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've had clients that straighten their hair when their hair is damp, and they complain. They're like, well, why isn't my hair shiny and like nice and like healthy? Like, well, you're steaming and like basically burning your hair off, of course.
Yes. No, I never thought about that.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know how someone even comes up with the idea of like, it's like you.
It's like probably just laziness, because I feel like even growing up, like when I would straighten my hair, I'd be like, all right, I think I dried it enough. And I remember, especially like up in here, it'd be kind of wet, and I'd just be like, all right, whatever. But now I'm hearing this, I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. Maybe you should have done that, Nicolett.
It's not a good idea. And not only that, if you go in with a blow dryer first and make the hair taut and blow dry it like that, the straightening process is going to be like that, because you've already removed the curls with the blow dryer, and now you're just going in for the final like press, you know? So
Yeah.
And kind of the advice that that I gave to her, well, one of my friends actually gave her this advice. She was like, wait overnight, like wash your hair, wait overnight, and then go in the next morning and straighten your hair. Yeah, because
And
it's
does
like,
that make a difference with it? Or
I mean, your hair is dry, yeah, when you
Okay.
wake up, yeah, so that definitely helped. But yeah, it was like her hair was so beautiful after the blow dry, and like yeah,
It was like
and she
so voluptuous. It was like, oh, I love this.
gorgeous, yeah, so very very pleased with that. And another one last thing that I learned from our photo shoot with Valerie is keep brushing out the curls. Just keep brushing, because I remember at some point I feel like there were clumps of hair, and I was like, why is this not like forming the way I want it to? It was because I wasn't brushing it enough. Yeah, so that was another thing that I learned. I was like, okay, because the tighter the curl, the more you need to like break it up. So you have to just, if you think you brushed enough, you didn't. You need more.
We need more.
Yeah.
Funny because it's the opposite with people with naturally curly hair. You brush your hair, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, do not brush curly hair with someone that has naturally curly hair.
not the move.
Yeah,
I remember I used to do that only whenever I'd like listen to Kiss, and I'd be like, yeah, I look like Gene Simmons. All right. And then I'd go shower.
yeah. And that's another, like, yeah, another thing you learn in beauty school is like how to like style people with naturally curly hair. It's a whole different ballpark, you know, it's a whole different thing. And I do have curly hair, but definitely not as tight as your curls.
Yeah.
My curls are like a 2A maybe. And there's a scale. So there's like 1 to 4, and then there's like usually 1 is just straight, and then you go 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, 4C. Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, so I'm on like a 2A, 2B kind of scale. Yeah. It's way too hot in here, so I put my hair up. I was like, yeah, I can't have my hair down today.
No, you're good. Mine's in like day 3, so I was like, you know what? It's gonna go half up, half down. We're good.
Yeah. And another great thing with curly hair is like you probably just wash it once a week, right?
I try and do it like once every like 2 or 3 days because I notice that my scalp starts to itch, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
time to clean it, you know?
Yes, yeah, that is very good. I was gonna say like shampooing your like I don't know if like you know this. I mean, I'm sure you probably do, but some people don't. That like shampoo only goes on your scalp. Like you shouldn't be
Doing the rest of it.
Yeah, the rest of it.
I feel like you told me that a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense because it's like as a kid, I remember I used to really only do this. And I'd get like dandruff and it would be like gross. And my mom would be like, oh, why is your hair white? You look disgusting. And I'd be like, I don't know how to clean my hair.
Yeah, so shampoo is definitely just for your scalp, and then conditioner is for your ends, and like really get in there.
You have to. And I have like one of those like deep conditioners too that I try and do once a week, once every 2 weeks, or deep washers, deep shampoo. And like that will just like clear it all out because I've had too many incidences where it's like I think I've washed my hair and then like a day will come and I'm like rudely awakened by like how disgusting it is, and I'm like, I'm not doing this ever again. Like no. So deep wash is important.
Yeah. And I mean, don't like if you're gonna do like a really cleansing thing for your scalp, I would do that once a week. I wouldn't do it every time you wash your hair. Yeah, like
dry as hell looking at his scalp.
yeah, and that's where the little flakies come from. The dry scalp, that's like because your scalp is dry. Yeah. And actually, dandruff isn't what people think it is. Like, dandruff is this yellowy pus that comes out of your scalp that smells really bad.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, yeah. And the white flakies are called dry scalp. So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah,
Wow. I
yeah.
didn't know this. So what do you get dandruff from?
It's like I think it's a fungal infection. I think that's what dandruff. Yeah, but dandruff is yellow. It's smelly and it's like thick stuff that comes out of your.
Wow. I did not know this. I
Yeah.
did not know this.
Mhm.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go look at my scalp after this and be like, all right, do I see yellow or do I see white?
Yeah.
Dry skin, because man, I swear it's like I put so much lotion on, but even when I look at my pillow, I'll be like, what is this white? And it's like it's just like me flaking. I'm like, what? Ew, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has been through that for sure. It's part of being growing up, right? Like
Growing
there's
up,
always, yeah.
human and not greased up. It's
Yeah.
a pain. A
Yeah.
lot of learning lessons though so far, so I like that.
A lot of learning lessons. Yeah. No, I was shook too. I was like, oh my God, that's not called dandruff. I've been calling that my whole life. Yeah. And then it was like, nope, it's dry scalp. And then another funny thing actually, do you know what the oil and grease that's secreted from your scalp is called?
I have no idea.
It's really funny. It's called sebum.
I've never heard sebum. I keep looking at my scalp and I'm like, huh, what is it called that? Does it stand for something?
No, it's just called sebum.
I'm sure I have a lot of that, especially I get it, I feel like here. Here is where it gets oily for me.
Yes, and people do not, especially in the salon, whenever I was like washing people's hair, people don't are like they don't really wash the crown area.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no, you definitely have to like get in there and like scrub.
All
Yeah,
of it.
all of it. Yeah. I really, for me personally, I get a lot of like itchiness like back here. So it's like that's where I really scrub. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, mine will be, I think, more crown area.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just a default of needing to clean it more. But I remember as a kid too, I got lice like twice, I think. And like
Oh.
I would itch down here and I remember I like washed my hair once as a kid and I like brought my hand down and I was like, what is that? And I like looked closer and I saw legs and I was like, oh my
Oh my God.
God. And they had like a big outbreak going on in school. So I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna get it. But it was like it was so disgusting. And ever since then it's like, yeah, you need to clean your head better. If you get an itch, don't be paranoid, but check it out, you know.
100%. Yeah. And like trying to remove them is a whole other thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I got lice, I've gotten lice a few times in my
Yeah, no.
And when I had it when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I believe,
Mhm.
my hair was down to my hair was down to my butt too.
Mhm.
And my mom, like bless her, she stayed up all night and combed through my whole head with
Wow.
the lice comb. Yeah. Like she really like she's like, I'm not cutting your hair. She's like, your hair is just so beautiful.
Oh,
And I was like, oh mom, thanks. So
thanks.
thanks, mom.
Oh,
Shout out to you for staying up all night combing my hair.
man, I can't remember if mine cut mine or not, but I just remember doing the trash bag over your head with like that stuff. But you know what? I realized what that medicine was made out of.
Really,
I
what is
smelled tea tree oil now as an adult, and it like took me back to those days. Tea tree oil based like cream that they would have you put on your head, and since it's such a potent smell, it would like you'd suffocate them in there essentially, and then they'd die off in this like trash bag that you would put in your head, and then you'd have to comb it out after that too.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, tea tree oil. That's
Well, I'm telling you, I like smelled it and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is what I
I
remember.
remember this.
I remember this. Oh, it sucked.
Yeah.
Memories as a kid, man, they were something else.
Yeah. So I was, I mean, who doesn't hate lice, right? Like,
Every kid. And then you get more paranoid. I already hated bugs.
mhm.
And then knowing that they lived on my head was even more like scary. I made like my mom, I remember had like birthday money and I made her like go with me to go purchase a new mattress. So we like bought a new mattress, we bought a new pillow. This is probably really gross. I still use the same pillow, but with a different like thing over
Cover.
it.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
But I mean, it was a nice, like, it was like one of those $100 like Tempur-Pedic pillows. So I'm like, it's comfortable. I'm still using it. But after that, I was like, yeah, we're replacing everything. It's a must.
Nope. I mean, hey, if it's a comfortable pillow.
Yeah, yes, I should probably still replace it because it's been a long time. But you know, whatever. One day.
It'll happen at some point.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I guess back to the point of the photo shoot.
Yeah. Let's let our hair struggle.
um yeah, like I've definitely learned so much, and like it's, oh my god, I know we were going towards the photo shoot with Jordan,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, that was a lot of, well, we took a really big risk with the style of, like, with the clothing and stuff. That
So, for people who don't know, I guess when it comes to photo shoots, you either have a stylist that comes and provides everything, or you got to figure it out, or you have the model. Okay, there's three things. You have a stylist, the model brings their own clothes, or you go and find the clothes, you're the stylist, and you can either purchase them flat out, or you can buy and return. We didn't have any outfits in mind, or like we didn't have any outfits at the house to use.
yeah.
We when it came to the outfits, we didn't have anything that Jordan had, or like Jordan didn't have anything that like fit the vision.
Yeah.
So what did we
And
have to do?
when you went out and like really looked, like you were out for like a few days, like going out like into every antique shop, like
That is true. That is true. Going into like the Galleria, going into Katie Mills, because I think we wanted it to be very monochromatic, and the background is like literally the color of the one that you have right now.
yeah.
And then we wanted like a blue suit and like monochromatic. It was like a Tin Man vibe. And it
Yeah.
was so hard to find a suit that was the same color as the blue background.
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah. And we wanted like a tweed look, a
yeah.
little bit, like that, like pattern.
Mhm.
That was really hard to find. Like,
Even the one we found was like, it's kind of like we saw it and we were just like, is this the one? Like, we've been looking for so long. Like, I think this is it.
this is the end of the line. But
Yeah.
I remember us like going through, we went through and we looked throughout the whole shop, and we were like, okay, like this one might work, this one might work. And then we went to the really expensive section, and we were like, oh my God, this is it. Like, we found it. And yeah, I like, because I was so paranoid, I remember I made up this whole story about like, oh yeah, like I'm getting something for my boyfriend,
Yeah.
and like,
We don't know if it's gonna fit him though. Like, I hope it fits him. Can we return this if it doesn't? Because man, that was
yeah,
because it was, how much was like just the suit jacket?
dude, it was like $600. It was whack.
Imagine shaking, giving the card over, like,
Yeah, like,
here you go. Take it.
but I mean, yeah, thank goodness. And like, you and Jordan took so good care of it. I remember,
Yeah, it was like, be careful, don't touch your face.
Basically, yeah. And do you remember we bought the shirt from there as well?
Yeah, we
Um,
did buy the shirt
as
as well.
like a match, and that was also really expensive too.
Well,
Yeah,
thing, it was like a $700 $800 operation.
yeah,
And
it
it's just like,
was.
if they don't take this back, what are
I
we
am
gonna do? I
so
don't.
screwed. Yeah, I was so screwed. Um, but it worked out well, and I returned the stuff.
No
um,
problems, all the money back. That was good.
yeah.
And then I liked the learning process even on that one when it came to just like figuring out how to get the silver. And as I
Mm,
was telling you earlier, I love the dimension in it. When you look at these pictures, it looks like it's like a piece that you can put on the face and that it just pops on and off, but it's not. It's all makeup, almost SFX. So
mhm.
that was something else. That was another really cool shoot. And Jordan was a trooper for being like, yeah, I guess we'll do this. Cool.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, Jordan really, he was like, and then what was really funny, he was like entertaining us as well. He was like, "Yeah, let me like play some guitar for you." I'm like, "Oh my God. Okay, I'll do makeup and you'll just entertain us. This is great."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really awesome. That was, yeah,
That,
we were a good team for
that
that
was
as
another busy day though too. What was with us? We would do 2 shoots at a time because even that one, it was like we were done with him and then like we went off to the studio and
well.
then we had this
I was working with, oh man,
twin.
Quinn.
Yeah,
Yes, 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 Quinn. Oh my God, and Quinn was such a trooper too, and she brought, because like she brought her beautiful
oh yes. What was
um
the I'm gonna look up what was
robe.
the company called? It was something
Catherine Delish, she
yeah,
had,
that's
yes. I've been eyeballing that robe for like years, and then when Quinn pulled it out of her bag, I was like, no way! I was like, I love that. Like, so I even did like a mini photo shoot with the robe on. I was like, yes, like
and it
this
was
is
a good robe. It was so quality and beautiful. Oh,
beautiful. Yeah. The only thing I remember Quinn telling me, she was like, it sheds a lot. Yeah, but it was gorgeous and it felt very luxurious
oh
too.
yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, oh yes.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel like a queen.
oh yes. And then we had
um,
a crown with it, and it was just that was another one that was super pretty as well.
yeah, yeah. We went to Artie's to find that, right?
We did go to Arnia's. I actually too
Artie's.
I had it in my storage unit last time I was back in Texas, and
Mhm.
I looked at it and I was like, you know what, Nicolette, like you're probably not going to use this. So I actually gave it to my hairdresser that still does my hair. And her kid's going to have like a quinceañera eventually. So I was like, you know what? She can be a princess. Please take this.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Down the
that's
road.
definitely, yeah. That's a good quinceañera like tiara. That's
It
for
was
sure.
beautiful. It was so legit looking too. Every time I'd be like, ooh, who's that?
Yeah, it was amazing. And yeah, like I remember, so when I was doing Jordan's makeup, I was I was kind of like, okay, I definitely want this. I was like, I remember just telling myself I don't want it to just be like silver all around his face, because it's like, okay, that doesn't really do much, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I was like, okay, how can I bring a little bit more dimension to it? And I was
Mhm.
like, let's make like a little bit of a shadow like around the whole thing. So um I was using some like gray eyeshadow all around his face,
Yeah.
and then um and then we used the silver Mayron powder,
Mhm.
and the it was like Mayron mixing liquid or
Something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think I still have it in my like in there in the bathroom.
it's amazing. Have you used it?
No, I'm always looking at it and I'm like, what can I do with this? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do with this, but I have a few ideas. I just have to like do them. Where
Yeah.
am I gonna go now? You know, it's like
Yeah, let's just do something fun with it. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that was so much fun, like using that liquid, like the whatchamacallit, the
So,
powder with the
yeah.
liquid. And I actually went on, I got this trick from, I don't remember who it was that showed me this, but that Mayron powder with the liquid, someone used it in hair, and it like showed up like my color hair, and my hair is like pretty dark brown. It's like a 3 on the 1 to 10 scale.
Mhm.
So someone used it on hair, and I was like, oh, that's genius. So
Yeah.
I um before we met each other, I did a photo shoot by myself. Like I did the hair, the makeup, the styling, and the photos, and I used that in the hair, and it showed up, and it was beautiful. Yeah. So maybe next time, if we do another Tin Man, we could put it in Jordan's hair.
I think I
Yeah.
want to go in there and try it now. So I'm like, how would that even look? Even if you just did a solo piece before you go out, it's like, ooh, that'd be kind of cool.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I used a paintbrush and did it with it, and definitely use a lot more powder than liquid so it can
Okay,
like kind of stick.
stick with it.
Um, and yeah, try it out. Maybe do like one back here in case,
Right, just in case.
yeah, in case it like doesn't wash out. But it did wash out for me. Like it was totally fine. But now that I'm thinking about it, like that could have been a really good idea to do that with Jordan's hair. Yeah,
Yes.
but he and he has beautiful hair, so I was like,
Long
oh my,
hair too.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. All our models just have long hair. Um, yeah, so it was so much fun, and um, we, I believe after Jordan's photo shoot, he also wanted pictures for his resume
I
or
think so for his portfolio too. So
something.
that was fun too. Just trying to like wipe it off all sadly, and then
Yeah.
also like maintaining a sense of face and not having like black smeared or like silver everywhere.
Mhm. That was the one thing that was difficult because I did put eyeliner around his eyes. Like
Mhm.
removing that was a little bit difficult.
Mhm.
But we eventually got it, and
I think
yeah,
so. And I
yeah.
think, if anything, I think maybe you added some as well, if I remember right. Just to
Okay.
give it that like eyelinery look to him. Because I feel like the pictures, there was a little bit of darkness, but it
Mhm.
looked cool. It was like a Johnny Depp style. It's like, it's cool, you know?
And who doesn't love Johnny
Right.
Depp?
So all this, he's got his own controversy going now with Amber Heard. And I'm like, man, we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, oh my God, a whole other thing.
We were talking
um,
about Shane Dawson before this, so there's too many controversies in the world right
yeah,
now.
a lot of stuff happening in the world right now. And I feel like with the pandemic, people just don't have anything else to do with their lives.
Yeah, why not follow all these sagas instead?
Exactly, yeah,
You know
100%.
what? Now that I think about it, how are they even going into court and doing that, all of that for Johnny Depp right now too? You would think that they would kind of close those systems down, but I guess now they're just like social distance and that's it.
I guess so, yeah, but that's like, ooh, not a good idea either.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
But
trust.
I was gonna say, I mean, they still have to keep like, I don't know, making sure that like people that have to, serve time
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
do all of their work and stuff or go through that, but I don't know. Yeah, that's they've canceled so much stuff that I guess it's like thinking about it. I'm like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't cancel that too.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like I feel like they're definitely more important cases than that one, 100%. So
Yeah,
it's like, okay, maybe we should start convicting murders and
you know,
pedophiles and
all of that, but
all of that.
it's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
God.
So,
But that one was a fun one. The Jordan one, that one was a fun one. And I think there's one guy that we always talk about whenever we talk to each other, and it's shout out to Gino. Okay?
Gino, yes. Oh my God. He is my favorite. Like what was the place?
I
Houston.
can't even freaking remember. It's like Houston makeup or Houston something. I'll look it up and then I'll link it down below. But like,
Oh my
this
God.
guy works there, and he is like a pro to the pro of everything, and so nice. Every time we went in, it was like, hey, can you help us two little girls trying to do a project? And he'd be like, yeah, you need this, and then he'd like test it on his hand.
Yes, he tested it out for us, and it's like people in like corporate makeup companies don't even want to test stuff for you.
No.
And this guy was like, I love Gino. Yeah, like he is freaking awesome. Yeah, I love
He
him.
is down to teach. He taught us a lot, and I think that's what you need, I think, in anything. And that's something that I always talk about, even with like photos, is like, if you can get a mentor of someone who can teach you how to do things, it makes life easier. Because it's like, when it comes to the like that spray for like us to get the stuff off of Shanice, it's like she would have been in there for who knows how much longer, just like
Scrubbing. Yeah, that was a good exfoliating.
oh yeah, I'm sure she came out like butter smooth after that. Like, okay, all this glitter just cleaning me up, you know? Oh, yeah.
Buy dead skin cells.
Yeah, buy dead skin, buy new scales, all of that. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he was something else. And I think that I hope he still works there. I hope it's still open after all of this, because we need to go back and be like, Gino, thanks.
Oh my God, he was so awesome. And he even told us, he was like, please like send pictures or like show me pictures.
I hope I sent him pictures, because I need to make sure I did. If I didn't, I'm going to go back and send it to him. I'm like, Gino, we talked about you in our video, and here are the pictures.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, he was awesome. And I think he teaches classes too. So
I would hope so, because man,
I would go to his class for sure.
Oh yeah,
awesome. Yeah, and I was gonna say, at some point I think we did go again, and Gino wasn't there, and we were like, no, like we
not
need
here. We're
yeah.
out. We'll be back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because
Yeah.
it's hard to find someone who's like passionate and knowledgeable. And I do remember going once or twice, and like he wasn't there. They were like, yeah, he's off this weekend or whatever. And I'd be like, he's not allowed to be off.
Yeah.
For us, like, hello.
Yeah.
Can we call this man? I don't know what I need. Gosh. Yeah, 'cause everybody else was just kind of like, yeah, you know, we have this or this if you want it. So passion, man. I respect his passion.
Oh my God. Yeah. 100%. And just be so willing to help people out like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's, as like sad this may be, it's like, it's hard to find someone that wants to help you out, especially when it comes to like something so difficult, because we had so many questions for him.
How do you get it to stick? How kind of layer? What kind of glitter? Because especially with the glitter one, I remember he sold the glitter there that was like a dust. It was very fine, and like it was beautiful, but we were like, well, we already got glitter that's nice, but it's thick. So it was like you needed to get a certain kind of glue in order to like keep its thickness. It's all like math and science. It's great. I loved it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that dust was also, the bottle was like this big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna need like 500 of those. Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, no, I think we're just gonna go with the
Arnie's stick.
Yeah. We're like the and we got 2 of them. We were like one black glitter, one like pink green glitter, and like mixed those. And did we put it in a bowl? I don't even remember.
I feel like we did. We put it in like a bowl or a plate of some sort, because we had
Tupperware. You put it in Tupperware. Yeah.
You had to like mix it in and then like do this.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of fun photo shoots, and they've always been full of just like learning and just new experiences. And every time we finish one, I'm always more inspired for the next one. So it's been tough being, I think, away. You moved, I think, like a month or two after I moved. Because
Okay.
this actually, like yesterday or the day before, was our 2-year anniversary here. So yeah, in California. So it's like, sheesh, wow, like you're coming up on your 2 years now in Chicago too.
Yeah, in January. Yep.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was when we went to Marfa, and then after that, you left in January. Man,
Yeah, yeah,
time flies.
yeah.
Time
And the
flies.
Marfa shoot was like a whole other thing. That was so much fun. I had so much fun doing those photo shoots.
That was fun. And it
Yeah.
was so impromptu. It was like, yo, I really want to go to Marfa. Like, let me figure out how to do this.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you did. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all did all together. It was like, all right, we have the people who could drive. We found the model. Ashley is always down to just explore and do things. She was so fun and great. And then Sean, always down to adventure too. And then just seeing a new terrain with friends was just like, oh my God, this is so fun. I love it.
Yeah. And that I was gonna say that photo of us, like with the four of us, was so good. I was like, yes, this is awesome.
That was the
The Marfa squad.
Marfa squad. And that was after like, because I think we drove in one day and then
Mhm.
we left the next day or something.
Did we stay 1 or 2 nights in Marfa?
I feel like it was one night.
Okay.
Well, maybe it was 2 nights.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. All I remember is like we were just chilling and having fun, and I was it was like midnight, and I was doing Ashley's hair, and poor Ashley was like falling asleep on the couch while I was doing her hair. And like I was like, Ashley, like, I'm sorry, like I don't want you to like tilt your head and then I burn you with the curling iron. Yeah, but she was such a trooper too. And I think we were watching The Big Lebowski at some point.
I know I sleep early. So all I remember is after a certain point, we went out, we had dinner, we checked out the Marfa lights, and that was
Mm,
sick. Oh,
that was so sick.
we got to see the aliens. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
And then from there, we came home, and I think I was like, yo, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. And then after that, I don't know what you guys were all up to, but it was like, yeah, I guess doing hair and doing homework. I remember the homework part.
Yeah, oh my God, that was so much fun. Yeah, because Ashley had her midterm or her final due. Yeah, and we were like, oh, Ashley, like, let's help you out. And like, we were all just sitting around talking about art, and that was amazing. Like, one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah, right. Let's talk more. Come on.
Yeah, oh my gosh, so amazing. And I was just, yeah, it was such a fun trip. And like, I remember we also had the first day, we had issue with lighting. And I remember
Yeah.
you were like, Eugenia, we have to like speed it up because we're like we have to like make sure that the sun goes down and looks all
Yeah.
pretty and stuff. And
I forgot about that because we left early to go. I
mm,
think we were there only 2 days, one night, because it was like, yeah, we like left, but we needed to get shots before a certain time. And then once it reached that point, it was like, oh shoot, sun is going down. And it was really funny because we had a shoot with an underwear line and then with like a fashion line. And so we did the underwear line at night, but it was like, it was just funny to see people driving by and they were just like, what are you guys doing over here?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was like, and I brought my robe for Ashley
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want you to feel like people are staring at you or it's too like exposed or something like that. Yeah, because people in small towns like that can get really weird.
Hindsight too. It's like they could really become weird in like a not nice way too. And it's
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't have anybody who like tried to do anything crazy or be rude or anything like that. But it was definitely like, all right, we got to be quick because of the sun, but because of the people too. Like, let's go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, those photos turned out amazing. Like,
Super fun. And then the
yeah,
next day driving down to Marfa or down to the Prada
the
store.
car, yes.
That
And
was
we were like, are we gonna have enough gas to get there and come back?
yeah, we're good. I'm like, there's no gas station. And like, even on our road trip just this past time going down to Houston, we
Mhm.
passed through Marfa and it's like, there's no gas stations on that strip. Still, like, no gas stations.
Oh my
Like, that's
God.
a 40, 50-mile drive, like, going. Like,
Yeah. You need a full tank. For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Yeah.
we made it. So that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say we had the minivan and that was
Mhm.
so much fun. Just like trying
Comfortable.
to yeah, because it's like someone's gonna go sleep in the back, like two people are gonna be in charge of like the music, and then like two or like someone's just chilling and doing like work or homework.
Homework, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. So much fun.
No, worked out. It worked out really well. And then our
Yeah,
Sonic, getting food, all of that. Road
yeah.
tripping is fun. I'm always down for that. Anytime I'm like, let's go.
Do it. And I think that's the thing, like you have to be willing to do stuff that'll like even if you're not comfortable with doing road trips, just like get out of your comfort zone, you
Yeah,
know, like make yourself a little uncomfortable to have a good time. You know what I mean? Like,
I think so. Because I
yeah,
think with like, I don't know, road trips, they definitely, I always get like pre-road trips anxieties because you're just like, ooh, I mean, any trip, whether you fly, you take a train, you take a car, like there's always that like buzz of like, are we going to be okay the whole way? I hope so, you know?
yeah,
But it's like,
one,
if you don't do it, you're just kind of just going to stick at home and then be like, oh shoot, like, I wish I did this.
mm-hmm,
No, you got to try it out. And there's so much land that, especially in the US, that like I know I haven't seen still. And I'm like, wow, like it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see all the
yeah,
different terrains.
it really is. Yeah, and like, and you've road tripped a lot more than I have,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you've just seen so many beautiful things. So I will definitely do another road trip with you.
Yes, yes, let's do it. I really want to do some like Nevada, Utah areas because there's so many like national parks and stuff that are just beautiful, but it's just like especially on our road trips it's been a lot of like we're trying to get from point A to point B within a certain amount of time.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're like lugging a trailer, so it's like you can't really like stop.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's more free range and it's like, you know what, when it's safe to like do things like that again, I want to go do all of that because it seems like fun.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm excited to see how things pan out and what we're going to do different, I guess, in the industry to like make it even more safe for people.
Yeah.
Um, you know, because it's like obviously things aren't going to go back to the way they were, you know, so it's like just kind of moving forward and seeing where this will take us and stuff.
Yeah. I know
Is
productions out here, they've started boosting them. And I was just talking to my makeup artist and hairstylist friends, and they were saying that there's like, it's crazy just to see that shift now that's going on, where it's just, you're getting paid almost less amount of money, if not the same, but the amount of precautions that you have to take in order to make sure that everybody is safe is so much more. But now that financials of just the city and everybody is going down, they can only afford a base level. And it's just like, wow, like we are living through some darn incredible times. And I'm just curious to see how in the next year, in the next 2 years, when hopefully all of this is like done, Corona's extinct, we're good. Like, how are we all going to like change our methods moving forward to just make sure that we're okay, you know?
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah. And like, yeah, 100%. I was gonna say, I don't think it'll ever get extinct, but I just hope it gets like removed out of our lives or like the, you know, most people's lives because, yeah. But we're gonna change our ways, and I think we're just gonna have to do better, I guess.
You better adapt and just
Yeah.
wear our face shields and all that, come with our hazmat suits and like, all right, we're doing your hair and your makeup and your pictures.
Yep. Double mask, gloves, the whole thing. Yeah.
All of that.
Yep.
Well, it was great talking with you. I am
Thank you
glad
so
that we were
much.
able to do this. I know, like, we always talk about it on the phone, and we're like, oh yeah, like, about remember this back in the day, remember? Now it's like, you know what? Let's chat it up and like, you know, deep
Yeah.
dive into the really cool photo shoots that we had a chance to do, and you
Yeah.
know, hopefully in the next few years we can do more photo shoots. Hopefully it's safer again, and we can do them, and then just, you know, get creative again, because
Yeah.
we always had inspiring stuff that was made. So
We really did. We really motivated each other and inspired each other for sure.
I think so. I think so. It's cool, and it's important, I think, to have people in your lives who, like we said, mentors, having mentors who will teach you things, and then have like your team that you can get inspired with and do the cool projects with, because it's hard to find people that you click with. It's hard to find people who do a good job, and then just want it as bad as you do. It's tough to find. I've found that being out here, it's like, oh, it's hard. But then once you find a few people, you're like, all right, dope, cool, I found my team. But even then you're like,
On to you.
yeah, please stay with me.
Stay with me. And like, and like the techniques that you use too in like photo shoots and stuff, I'm just so like in awe. Like, whoa, like just the stuff that you do, like the filters for the lighting and like those
Oh yeah.
the angles that you take. I'm like, how? Like so I'm always like so like happy and like excited to always be on set when you take pictures, because I'm like, now I know how to do a few more things too. By just watching you do like stuff like that, like making sure that lighting looks good and all that. Like,
It's such a process. It's like
yeah.
all of it, you know, you making sure like, okay, then enough highlight, enough this, the curls the right way. And then like for photos, it's like, if the light doesn't look good, it's gonna look bad altogether.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
Learning process. But
Yep.
thank you again for coming in and
Thank
doing a
you.
little video project. Hopefully we'll do more and talk about more stuff, and maybe talk about Chicago and, you know, all that. For the people who are, I guess, gonna watch this, if you guys do want to hear more from Eugenia, let us know in the comments. And then where can they follow you, do all of that?
Okay, so my hair page and makeup page is at Bewitched Hair. Yeah, at Bewitched Hair. And my personal is Eugenie Bouboudakis. So
Perfect. I'll write them all down below as well, so that you guys can see how to spell that and all of that.
Yeah.
Gosh. But thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and hit the unrecord button, and then from there we can chat it up after that as well.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Thank you.